guys, welcome back to the Star Wars figure review. Next video we're going to take a look at one of the figures from the Rogue One wave of the Black series, and this is one of the figures I think many of us have heavily anticipated as part of this line. Even when it was revealed, I was like, I've got to get him, like, simply put. And this is simply because this figure wasn't available in the original line of Rogue One figures that we got back in 2016. I think he was like the only member of the crew we didn't get, because we got the main character Jim. We had two versions of Cassie, one being an exclusive, one being wide release. We had Chirrut and Baze, but we never got, and we had K2SO, but we never got Bodhi Rook. But we finally have him here in the Black series now, and he really holds up well. But before we take a look at him properly, we'll take a look at the packaging that this one comes in. And again, just like the Antok Merrick figure I gave you a look at, it's the new turquoise style banner they've got for Rogue One there. The character name there, and the indication it's from Rogue One. And there's the mural picture showing Bodhi Rook in excellent work. This is as he does on Scarif, should I say, as you notice by what he has on his back. And you can see it on the back as well, a much clearer image of it. It really suits well as a picture there for the character in action in Rogue One. And now you can just give the bio a quick read there as well, if you just want to pause the video and have a quick read of it. So that is definitely something to have there. This figure is just worth having. Like, even if you want him for mint in box, this is a good reason for it as well. But now we come to the figure, and I've got to say, this was worth it in every bit, in the slightest, for what we got, especially for what we get. So you get a standard blaster pistol that comes with him, as you can see on here. So that's the standard default weapon we do have with him. And then on the back you do have his sort of cable tie-out thing. So he does this when they're trying to communicate up to the profundity when they're on Scarif, and Bodhi Rook sort of brings this out and connects it into a connector thing to order to get a signal up to the ships. They can transmit the plans to them, and it is removable. You can bring it out there and sort of have him as though you're bringing it out in the film, and then you can actually detach it, so you can of course reel it back in. So it does make it a bit easy, because it is quite hard to stick your fingers in there and reel it in yourself. And I'm actually making it longer, so I'm trying to turn it the other way just to see what that does. But that is quite an issue to sort of bring out and keep it in. So that can prove a problem there. But you do have a little hook on the side there, which the edge can simply just clip onto. It's best to put it just below this thicker part here, and it sits on quite well. And even the detail they've given us for that, it serves out well. I think the main little criticism I will give, because the 3 3/4 inch Bodhi Rook actually had a little tweezer thing you could actually put in there, so you could just retract it easily without having to sort of take it apart. So that was I think that was maybe something they could have carried on with, but it's nothing too much to complain about. We could still get it in any other way, so that works out fine. But as you can see, I'm still sort of bringing it back in for what is there. There you go. I've got it straightened in there. But everything that has, you know, Bodhi Rook runs out into the battle with this in an attempt to send the plans up. You can of course remove the backpack thing. Because it does come separately in the pack. So you just take the blaster out of his hands, and then you can it just basically attaches like a backpack. Like if you've got like Rey figures or something like that come with them, or like a Luke Skywalker on Dagobah, it's easy to do. So you just slip it straight off, and you've got standard Bodhi in there. Of course, he does have his goggles, but I think they are sort of moulded onto the figure. So sort of in the position, they look like a separate part, but they have sort of glued them down. So yeah, because he does wear them throughout the whole time in the film. Like he's brought to Jeddah after defecting from the Empire with Galen Erso's information, and then of course he's taken to Saw Gerrera, and then they rescue him. Then he takes them to basically they go with him to Edu after the information there. Then Bodhi Rook gives whatever information he can before he heads off to Scarif with the rest of the Rogue One crew. So that's always a good role for the character there. Of course, he comes with like an Imperial jumpsuit, so you sort with all the different Imperial insignia. You know he's a defective cargo pilot. So basically, it's the same as a cargo pilot's suit. You've got the Imperial insignia there, and you've got little indicators. Like everything Hasbro have done to make this figure be what it is. Like he's got his I believe that's sort of his cargo flight vest as well. I think that's what the goggles come to. I just think it's a shame that they weren't removable, because they would do well if they were. But there's not much I can give there. And again, the sculpting on his hair to match up the character, even matching that up to Riz Ahmed as well, like who played him in Rogue One. Like, that really captures Riz Ahmed's likeness almost brilliantly. Like, I really like the look of it. It's worth having, as I said, if you want to complete your Rogue One crew. Say you got the original lot back in 2016 in the original waves, and you just want to finish it off with Bodhi here, you have the chance to. I never actually got Chirrut and Baze back in the day, so there might be a chance I'll get them just to complete the set. Like, I've already got a complete set of core Bad Batch. Oh, well, at least the core character, the core four, the core Bad Batch lot, the original four. Be nice to have at least completed the Rogue One set. Sadly, didn't manage to finish the Ghost crew. Sabine and Chopper have become a bit hard to find, but other than that, I've got the rest of the Ghost up on the shelves, just behind me there. So, yeah, but I got here Bodhi Rook, and he really does go well. All the different features they put in, everything just sticks out. They run down the articulation. He does have a ball jointed neck, but the rest is of course bounce up aroundable there. It is a separate part. It's to count as I can only move the neck around. It's a 2-part ball joint neck as well, so that really helps out. Butterfly joints on the shoulders, which can of course give him some side poses. Definitely work in that fashion there. Helicopter just flying over there. Do apologise about that. Ball hinged shoulders, elbows, so to say, that go really well too. Ball hinged wrists, ball jointed torso, ball hinged hips, swivel thighs, ball hinged knees, and ball joint rockers at the ankles. And with this all in account, the Bodhi Rook figure stands up brilliantly. Like, there's so much I can give to it in regards to this. You know, it's a figure we all wanted back in 2016. It's almost more likely everyone wanted him back in 2016, but we just didn't get him then. But we've got him now, and it's the same with. I'm in the hopes now that there's a Saw Gerrera from Rogue One in the works as well. I think that would be great if we get one of them, just to really complete the remark of it. I feel like in a future wave we'll get a reissue of Director Krennic with a photoreal face, and then Saw Gerrera as well, because I feel like the Krennic, it's a shame Krennic didn't get a full update as well, with especially since we're getting Tarkin in an archive line too. It'd be nice if we had Krennic just to complete the roster there with the reissues there. But there's not too much to complain about in regards to everything else. Everything just works great. I really like the Saw Gerrera figure, because Rogue One is one of my bigger lots of collections for what I've got figures wise from the Black Series. I've got Jin, I've got like both the Edu and Jedi versions of Jin, Edu Cassian, Krennic, K2SO. I've got Gale Nerso, I've got Antok Merrick, I've got the Shore Trooper, the Death Trooper, things like that. Just everything's just as much as I can from that wave really. But keeping out of Bodhi, he just is one of those good figures. And even though we've not got, of course, Bodhi does meet his demise in Rogue One. I could see a chance that maybe he could, pop up in the background at some point in the upcoming Andor series. Like, I wouldn't fully guarantee that, but I don't recall anything about Riz Ahmed being stated on set. I mean, I find it highly unlikely he will appear, given that he's just an Imperial cargo pilot at this point, he doesn't defect until right before the events of A New Hope, so basically we want to wait out on that. But Bodhi Rook's a fun character. This is a fantastic figure and worth adding to any collection. Leave a link in the description to where you can buy him at Star Action Figures. I managed to get this one from Food Planet, so that was always good to chat with. But I'll give you a final further look down at all the little different details that come with him. All the little details on the vest as well. Unfortunately, it isn't removable. It's all sort of one full piece, but I don't see why you'd want to remove it anyway. And down the back there as well. All around there. This is just one of the best Rogue One figures there, and definitely worth the long wait. So I've enjoyed looking at Bodhi Rook here today on the channel. Do drop a like on the video if you did, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll be back with some new reviews very shortly, so do stay tuned to hear them.